My name's Gavin Uzel. I'm a social activist with ATD. It's the last 8 to 9 years. I come from an area in Dublin called Coolock. I grew up in Darndale, that's a district in Coolock. Throughout my experiences growing up there, it was quite tough. It was classed as the most impoverished community in Dublin and in fact Ireland, and it still is, I think, to this day. Why I took so warmly to ATD was because when I first introduced to them, they made me feel so welcome, and the ethos within ATD, that's what really sucked the hook in for me, because everybody's class is equal, everyone's the same, nobody's overlooked for any reason. All shapes, sizes, colours, backgrounds, everything. Everybody has a voice, you know, we come together as one. We tackle social problems that's going on, and I've been very vocal about my community from my experience and to bring it to light, you know, and ATD's been a great platform for that, and I made great contacts within ATD, made good alliances to people from ATD, and it's amazing platforms that I'm here in Trinity College today, and then I'm going to raise awareness about a couple of topics and a couple of issues. How I found my voice is, now when you talk about poverty and you talk about the stigma attached to poverty, people don't want to admit that they're living in poverty. So poverty is sort of hidden within communities, there's a shame attached to it. From my experience, I had to be taken out of certain environments and I had to be placed into a sort of a much healthier type of an environment. And I had a lot of time to think. Growing up, I used to always think, is it me? Am I the bad person? Because there's something wrong with me. But I always knew there wasn't. I always knew I had a good heart. I mean, Nanny always told me I had a great heart. It was the area that I had to, I'll rephrase that. Myself, my mother and my brother, we were forced into an area that is statistically known as the most impoverished with the highest crime rate. Now, who in their right frame of mind from a council is going to be sitting on a desk and that's going to have to sign off on that paperwork, and it's going to have to put two spotless, blameless children into an environment like that and expect them to grow up and act and behave like the rest of society. I know what I was taught growing up with institutions, schools, police, social workers, teachers. I was ostracised and never even got the chance to get learning processing skill in the general population because I had ADHD and I was segregated and I was put into different classes and those classes too hard to handle. But yeah, the skill failed to have an SNA sort of say that's equipped to deal with us, you know, because my mind's a mechanically driven mind. Couldn't sit down and listen. It's just like trying to ask a giraffe to climb a tree. It's impossible. So we published a book, If Only You Knew, and my story that's in it is called The Strawberry Beds. My work duty within the rehabilitation centre was on the polytunnel, and that's where I got the revelation from sitting down, and I was looking at the strawberries that was grown on the inside, how red and how juicy and how they just flourish. And then I looked outside and then I seen the strawberries outside and I'm looking at them and they're just left alone, wild, unattended. And then I was like, you know what, I was like, that's my community left right outside of everything, infrastructure, resources. So it doesn't have all the essentials what people and individuals need to grow. It's everything that's being put into the plants to make them grow. And it's like a sort of two sides to Dublin, like different postcodes, you know, like you can name the likes of D4, like you can walk over and you can see like there's no heavy police presence on the street, people can come and go in peace, the infrastructure's there, you know, the funding is there, the area is well upkept, they don't take too kindly to people that's not from their own community. Yeah, it's sort of constructed that way, like so someone has to answer, like these council estates, they're man-made, they're purposely made, they're planned, they're designed. But then again, I beg the question, like, what happens if you decide to eradicate that one day? One day, poverty disappears, there's no more hunger. What happens one day? Employment starts increasing. And then what happens one day? Mental health actually gets addressed and people actually start getting their proper diagnoses and their proper treatments. You drop a pebble into the pond like that, the ripple effects is going to be, crime rate's going to come down and down and down and down and down to a certain point where the courts will have to run at half capacity, half the police force won't even be needed, half the social workers be out of a job, half probation, and that's the ripple effect it'll have on them. That's my hope for my country, and my community and the rest of the communities around Europe. I want to improve the establishments, I want to prove the institutions, I want to prove to the people in my community, I want to prove to myself, and I want to prove to my family. We're not who people like claim us to be, with the media attacking our communities. I didn't ask to be born. No one asked us to be born. But I know one thing, when I was born I was forced into an area, into an active war zone, so to say, by a stroke of a pen of someone behind the desk in the council. I refuse to have them labels of shame and stigma be put on me, because I haven't inherited the stigma, and I haven't inherited the bad reputation of an area that I was born into, that I didn't ask to be in the first place. You have like police coming and interfering in my life at a very early age. They can arrest me on stupid loitering charges. It doesn't happen anywhere else. The best form of education, I think, is self-education. It's time for me to start using my voice and showing that it doesn't matter who you are, what area you come from, like, you're still human, you still have a voice, you still matter. We're all one, we're all equal. It doesn't have to actually like be with ATD. Like, on my daily life, if I see anybody struggling, for instance, today I seen a guy who broke his back. I was talking to him and stopped, gave him a bit of my time. I gave him a couple of words of encouragement. So you can encourage anybody. The tongue is a powerful tool. It has the power to build a person up, but also has the power to take a person down. And with the discrimination that's going on these days, like, there's a lot of discrimination when it comes out of people's mouth. They don't understand the power of the actual tongue, what it can do to an individual. You can cut an individual just by words, or else you can come along, you can lift an individual's spirit up just by words. And you don't know the ripple effect that that's going to have on him. Because it happened to me, I need people to come alongside me and give me some courage and spark an idea off in my head, plant the seed in my head. That manifests. That's the power of words. You can move mountains with your words.
Thanks,